I paid $45,000 for 1 hour of coaching with Andy Elliott. Yes, that's 45,000 USD paid in full for 60 minutes of his time, which works out to be $750 per minute. Now, Andy Elliott is a controversial figure online. You'll see a lot of reports saying that he's a total scam and a lot of reports saying that he's the real deal. And so in this video here, I want to share with you my objective experience with paying him $45,000 for an hour of his time. Was it worth it? Did I get scammed? I'm also going to cover exactly what he spoke about. Was there any tactical advice did he give me, and what was that advice? And in this video here, I'll be sharing with you also what problem I was looking to solve by spending $45,000, what actually happened in the room, and most importantly, did I get my money's worth? But let's start with how he actually closed me into transferring $45,000 from my bank account into his, because that in itself is a masterclass on its own. And so a couple of months ago, I got this friend request from Andy Elliott. And if you don't know who Andy Elliott is, he is by claim the #1 sales coach in the sales and coaching industry right now. He runs a $100 million company. He's a sales trainer and runs a coaching company. He's spoken on some of the world's biggest stages, has a couple of million followers online. So that's his claim to fame. And I figured, well, we were at about $8-9 million in our business, and I wanted to scale to 50 million. And the best way to scale is to learn from someone that's already walked the path, because they probably know things that you don't. And that's why I was inquiring about some coaching from him. And so a couple of months ago, I received a friend request from Andy Elliott on Facebook. Now, for those of you doing organic marketing, you know that sending friend requests out on Facebook is a lead generation strategy if they're your ideal client. Now, I don't know how he knew if I was his ideal client or not. It doesn't really matter. I've seen Andy Elliott speak on multiple stages before anyway, but as soon as I got a friend request from him, this is a guy with millions of followers, I immediately thought that was a scam. Like, it can't be his real profile. It has to be a fake profile, someone trying to scam me into crypto or something like that. And so I screenshot his profile, and I have a few friends in the industry which know Andy Elliott. And I sent that to them, and I said, hey, is this the real Andy Elliott profile? Is this legit? And they said to me, that's his actual profile. And I thought, wow, okay, so it's the real deal. And he's sending me a friend request. Now, I don't know the intention behind it. I don't know why he sent it. Maybe he heard about me. I really don't know. That, I don't know. But as he sent me the friend request and I accepted it, I noticed he started looking at my stories, engaging in my content. And then I thought, I'm just going to reach out to him. I said, hey, Andy, great to connect. And I sent him a DM, and we started chatting back and forth. And I told him that I saw him at Funnel Hacking Live. I saw him speak a couple of times. I've seen his content online. And I just ended up asking him, hey, so Andy, like, how do I go about getting on your podcast? Because I realized he had a podcast. And I said that I've been on Russell Brunson's podcast. I've been on Myron Golden's podcast. I've been on Omar's podcast. I've been on most of the big name podcasts out there. How do I get on yours? Because to get on a podcast, all you have to do is, #1, ask. And the moment you ask, you'll find out how to get on, because they may just invite you on for free because they heard about you, or they're looking for people to get on with unique angles or marketing hooks or stories, whatever the case. Or you can pay to get on, some of them charge. Or sometimes you can't even pay to get on, you have to be like in the inner circle or top tier mastermind to get on. So I didn't know what the process was, and I asked, how do I get on your podcast? And he said, let me connect you with one of my head coaches, Jesse, who will talk you through the process. And at that point, I realized that there's probably a paid process to get on his podcast. Now, Jesse, called the head coach, is a sales guy, and I'm okay with that. I'm connecting with a sales company. So who am I to say, oh my gosh, I'm speaking to a sales guy and be upset about it? You're speaking to a sales company. So that being said, Jesse's an awesome guy. Total shout out to you, Jesse, if you're watching this right now. And so we connect, we get on the phone. He asked me a few clarifying questions, figure out what I wanted, which is typical sales strategy, figure out where I am, what problems I'm looking to solve. And in short, he said to me, look, Andy's not doing any more podcasts. He's way overbooked on podcasts. He sold it for $25,000 last year, and so many people bought it, and now he's got a big backlog. Now, I don't know if that was true or not, but at the end of the day, it wasn't on offer. And I said, okay, well, how else can you help me solve my problem right now? I want to scale to $50 million. And he said, oh, we've got a couple of events coming up, these workshops. And I thought, I'm not sure if that's the right fit for me. And he brainstormed a few things that would potentially help me. And he brought up the idea of what about like one-on-one time with Andy? And I thought, that's a great idea. Because if I could get 60 minutes of your time and pick his brain and get customized feedback on my business on how we can scale from 8-9 million to 50 million, that'll be worth it. And I asked him how much, and he said it's $45,000. And I said, okay, for an hour, I mean, I've never invested anywhere near that much for an hour of time before, ever, period. And I thought, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. For a person that I've just met, I've never worked with Andy before, and so I've only seen stuff online and read various reports, scam or not a scam, real deal or not a real deal. And what got me, this is what closed me into buying it, okay? He said, well, if you invest in that, I can throw in the podcast for you and get Andy to do the podcast with you. And I'm like, whoa, well, that's a great offer. And so I transferred $45,000 from my bank account, USD, straight into theirs, and I bought 1 hour of time with Andy Elliott, which then they threw in the podcast for me. Now, I'm not saying that's an offer that's available to anyone watching this. This is what I am saying as my experience. Now, that being said, I said I want to do it in person. I don't want to do it virtually. And so I jumped on a plane, and I'm in America a lot anyway, and I flew to Scottsdale, Arizona, and I got on his podcast, and then I had the one-on-one time with him. Now, you might be wondering what actually happened on that one-on-one time. Did he waste the first 5 minutes building rapport with me, getting to know me? Because every minute is worth $750. And what did he actually say? Was there any tactical advice, or was it all mindset advice? Or did he try to pitch me something else? What actually happened on that one-on-one session? So to answer your question, no, there was no useless chat because we had got acquainted through being on the podcast and hanging out together in his office. So that was fine. When we got in the room together, just me and him, he probably spent about 15 minutes digging into my business, finding more about where I'm at, how many salespeople I have, where the opportunities for growth, what problems am I having. And in that, I said to him, I have a book. And in last week, we had sold about 1,000 copies of my book. And he asked me, okay, so when they buy your book, do they have to put in the phone number? And I said, yes. And this is what he said, which you can determine whether or not it was valuable feedback or not. He said, did you call those book buyers? And I thought, call them? They're just buying my book, which is a free book plus $10 shipping. So he just shook his head and he said, how many books did you sell in the last week? I said, over 1,000. He's like, and you didn't call any of them? I thought, oh no, okay, this is something I did not know. It's outside my awareness. Who calls their book buyers? I mean, I've bought so many books in the past and I've never had a phone call from someone saying, congratulations on buying a book. And I say, well, what do I say on that call? What do? We don't even have people to call the book buyers anyway. He said, it's a customer service call. So you said, this is what you do when you call your book buyers. You call them, ring, ring, ring. They just bought your book. Hey, Mrs. Jones, I just noticed you bought my Tiny Challenge book. This is Mary from Richmond Dinh's office. Is that correct? You just bought the book? Yes, I just did. Amazing. Well, it's probably not on your lap right now because you literally just bought it yesterday. It'll take about 1 to 2 weeks to come in, but I just want to call you to touch base because let you know that this is my phone number. And if your book doesn't come in, make sure you reach out to me and I'll follow it up for you. But I want to make sure that you can get started right now because the book comes in electronic version as well, which I want to give to you right now so you can just get started right away and not wait for the physical copy. Would you like that right now? And then Mary on the phone's like, oh my gosh, yes, can you give me the digital version right now? And now you've just won immediate trust from a customer service point of view. I'm thinking this is genius. And then on that call, by the way, Mary, now just to shortcut your journey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Okay, you're looking to get more clients, you're looking to grow, you're looking to overcome some mindset problems. What is it looking to achieve? And Mary says, I'm looking to get more clients. Okay, so in the PDF I just sent you, the electronic version, jump straight to chapter 7, shortcut the rest, don't worry about the rest, just read that when you get the actual book because that's going to show you how to get more clients right now. That's going to show you how to build out your tiny challenge right now. And then Mary's like, oh my goodness, this is the best customer service calls I've ever had. Okay, while I got you on the phone, Mary, do you mind me asking a few more questions, see what else we can do to help you? Cool. Where are you at right now? What have you tried? Where do you want to be in your coaching business 12 months? Great. Now, are you looking to move there faster or slower or whatever the case may be? And Mary says, no, I want to get the ASAP. I want to transition out of my job. And they're great. Well, the book can help you. The guide can help you. But there's a quicker path if you're open to hearing more about it. And Mary's like, yeah, actually, I'm open to hearing more about it. Well, how about this? And if that's a sale person on that call, they can commence to doing a sale call and present an offer. We do have a 6-week program, which is a whole course designed to help you with what the book covers, but it's step by step, it's done with you, we hold your hand, and the investment is $2,000. Or there's more of a mastermind course that we have, which gives you one-on-one coaching, gives you more customized support, gives you used to AI, gives you all this stuff. And that's our mastermind, and that's $30,000. And both ways will help you get there faster. One will get you the fastest, one will get you the next fastest, and obviously the book is the slowest path, but not that it's a bad book or something like that. Like, I'm just paraphrasing. And I'm there thinking, oh my goodness, we had sold 1,000 books in the last week. And we didn't call any of them. And let's just say, and I'm thinking in my mind, had we called all 1,000 book buyers, number one, it would have built the brand because no one gets a phone call from buying a book. And so from the customer service point of view, it would have exploded the brand and our reputation, and it would have been 1,000 happy customers and exceeded the expectations. So that would have been awesome. And I'm thinking, wow, from a branding perspective, that to me was worth more than $45,000 because your brand is an intangible. And I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty good. I'm loving this. And then I did the maths and I thought, let's just say you called 1,000 people and only 200 picked up, or 200 got back to you, whatever it is. And out of those 200, even 100, even if only 100 picked up, and you spoke to them on the phone, or your salesperson spoke to them on the phone, and out of those 100 that picked up, it led to 10 of them buying something from you. And our average course is about $5,000, or average sale price is $5,000. Well, guess what? That's $50,000 in revenue as a minimum I would have made from 1,000 book buyers in that 1 week. And then that's when I equated, wow, I've just got all my money back now. And I was sitting there thinking, I can't believe I just didn't do that. That's 50,000 front end, let alone the back end, because the back end, they'll sign up to your mastermind, long-term value, and that doesn't mean that the other 100 people that didn't buy on the call, that they won't buy in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months if you put them through a nurture sequence. Because remember, the brand has been built now because they got a phone call. And I'm thinking, wow, this is why you get coaching, because there's things you don't know. And I had no idea. I had no idea that should be a customer service call. I didn't even know I did call them. And so that, to me, in short, if you're wondering, was it worth it? For me, it was worth it. Now, if you're on a beginner journey in your coaching business, is it worth it to spend $45,000 for an hour and you're not selling that many books? I'm not sure. I don't know your personal situation. I'm saying from my objective view, he delivered on that golden tactical advice. Now, he did also give me some mindset advice too about being hungry. And then the next thing he said to me was this: how many people you got on your sales team? And I said, only 2. He said, that's your problem right now, because you need to grow to 10 salespeople, because you have 0 outbound, no one's calling your book, no one's doing follow-up, and you need to build a team of savage salespeople. And then that was the tactical advice for me to grow from 8-9 million to 50 million, because on 2 salespeople, we're on about 8-9 million. On 10 salespeople, we'll be on 50 million. I mean, you just kind of do the math. It's just 5x the volume of your sales, you'll 5x your business. And you don't have to do extra marketing because we've got so many leads. But wow. Okay, so my concerns had been allayed, my fears had been allayed, I got the value, but the value is only worthwhile if you do the work. And so after I left that call, I thought, okay, super valuable, and I'm super grateful, and I turned into a raving fan, and all the things online about whether it's a scam or not, well, to me, in my opinion, have not been true at all. And so then I flew back to Sydney, I started implementing. We hired our very first full-time dialer, we trained on the new script, and now they're calling all our book buyers. And this dialer is not a sales closer, but they started calling everyone on that has bought our book and is buying our book. And we sell, like, I mean, the reason why we sold 1,000 books back then in that week because we did a big promotion, but without that promotion, we're selling about 50 to 100 books a week anyway. So that our dialer is calling the book buyers, and they are booking in calls into our sales team, and they're booking in 2 to 3 calls every day now. So in a week, we're getting an extra 10 to 20 phone calls booked into our sales team's calendar. That's 10 to 20 phone calls that we would have never had. Now, we're building out the process of what the script is, we're building out the process of the customer journey, and so there's a lot of teething problems there. But if all we did was close just one person a week into a 5K, that's $250,000 a year, and that's being super conservative. And so, did I get my ROI from that $45,000? Yep, you bet, you better believe it. And is it gonna lead to more ROI? Yep, you better believe it. And so, I trust that this video was useful. That was my experience with Andy Elliott. And the final thing you might be asking is, how is he as a person? And this is a side topic. How and what did I notice about him building his brand? And those were the only 2 advices he gave me, by the way. But what I noticed, and I think I'll just add this in, that he is a legit, sincere guy. He is very direct, extreme direct. And so if you're not used to kind of very direct feedback and intense energy, then you might get put off by it. And I'll say that because I know a lot of people who are put off by that energy, very masculine. And so that's not the kind of energy that he brings, and it's not for everyone. And I'm okay with that energy personally. I mean, sometimes I do admit it's very intense for me because I came from a very strict Asian background where I was never allowed to talk up. I was never allowed to raise my voice. I have to put up my hand when I want to ask a question, and I'm not even allowed to ask questions. So that's my personal upbringing. So sometimes it's a bit intense for me. But that being said, he's not for everyone, but for the people that he is for, he might be the right fit for you. I don't get paid for doing this video. This is not endorsing Andy Elliott. This is my objective viewpoint of me spending $45,000 to get an hour of his time. And would I do it again? Maybe, if I had a problem that I needed to solve. And the only reason why I say maybe is I'm not sure on the next problem I need to solve, because right now I'm in the middle of implementing, building our sales team to 10 people and having the whole call of book buyers process dialed in with the systems, with the SOPs, with the software, and making sure we optimize that. And once we get that cranking, then maybe I'll seek him out for some consulting again. So trust this video was worthwhile. In the next video, you'll find this page that I also invested $350,000 in Myron Golden's VIP day. Was that a scam, or was it worth it? So check out my channel for that video, because in that video, you'll find exactly what is in a $350,000 offer, but more importantly, how did Myron close me on $350,000? Guys, keep believing and never settle.